Epstein's accusers are finally breaking their silence, and every new detail that surfaces about that island leaves people completely stunned. The kind of stuff coming out now doesn't even sound real anymore. Word on the street is that Beyonce allegedly had some shocking connection to a situation involving her 16 unborn, and get this, people claim she later changed the lyrics in 16 carriages to twist the public's perception. Allegedly.
A direct character assassination. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past. What he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. Because I've had my fair share of sexual predators, and thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. They're scarred for life. For life. I've rubbed shoulders with hundreds of thousands.
Meanwhile, Naomi Campbell's name is getting dragged in again. Rumors say she was the one who allegedly helped connect models from East Africa to Epstein and his elite circle. And that's not even it. Jamie Foxx's name supposedly popped up in files that mysteriously vanished from the Department of Justice. Suspicious much? Now, the accusers are saying they're genuinely terrified. They believe these powerful people could come after them since their names have been exposed to the world. From what's going around, these survivors are done waiting for the government to do something. They're allegedly putting together their own client list and ready to tell everything they saw.
Survivors in the room. If you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
People aren't just whispering about the usual powerful politicians anymore. The rumors now reach deep into Hollywood's A-list circle. Behind closed doors, insiders are saying that some of the untouchables might not be so untouchable after all. Allegedly, Naomi Campbell's name is surfacing again, not just as a casual guest, but as someone who might have been in those rooms way more often than she ever admitted. And Jamie Foxx? Word is, he was supposedly one of the high rollers being given those exclusive nights during the flashy mid-2000s New York scene. Even Beyonce's name is being pulled into the storm, with talk that certain entertainment elites allegedly knew what was happening at those secret parties, but turned a blind eye to protect their careers. It's wild because what Ali Carter's been saying for years might actually be holding some truth now. Breaking it down even more, there's an alleged email from Larry Summers where Beyonce's name appears next to a strange comment about doing at least one thing without any guilt. No one really knows what that means, but in that same thread, he reportedly mentions Beyonce and Serena, hinting that he wanted Epstein to set up a meeting with Beyonce. Then, 7 months later, Summers joined Afterpay, and Roc Nation supposedly received around 75,000 stock options not long after. That's not all. Beyonce's name shows up again in another email talking about her performance at a Formula One event. Nothing in these messages directly accuses her of any wrongdoing, but the talk online is that she might have known more than she ever let on, staying close to some people now accused of some of the darkest crimes in Hollywood, and staying silent through it all. People have been calling Beyonce out for staying way too close to the dream, even after all the disturbing accusations against him started surfacing. He was sued by songwriter Shana Mangrove, originally from the Netherlands, who claimed he allegedly took advantage of her after promising to turn her into the next Queen Bey. Shana says The Dream used Beyonce's name to lure her in, allegedly telling her that if she just did what he wanted, her life would change forever. What's even wilder is that Beyonce herself allegedly shared a private, almost sanctuary-level relationship with the Dream. One that he reportedly described as being even stronger than a marriage.
The most saddening, deeply upsetting, heartbroken day that we have experienced as survivors. I can't help but wonder why the DOJ has once again failed us. Again, it feels like they're ignoring our need for protection, especially when they've taken this time to redact the names of powerful individuals, like you said, but not.
He supposedly knew some of her deepest secrets, including details about one of her pregnancies and even tension between her and Rihanna. According to Shauna, the Dream bragged about being close to Beyonce and allegedly shared her personal secrets while dragging her into his strange, manipulative world. But that's not where it ends, because critics are now connecting the dots between Beyonce's husband, Jay-Z, and figures like Diddy, saying there's no way Beyonce didn't know what was going on behind those closed doors. And now, here's where things get completely shocking. The new wild allegation floating around claims that Beyonce allegedly passed her 16 unborns to Epstein so he could consume. Then, she supposedly changed the lyrics to 16 carriages to twist how the public viewed the story. Most people originally thought 16 Carriages was just a deep, emotional country ballad about her long journey in the music industry, with 16 symbolizing the age she started her career, around 15 or 16 years old back in 1997. But with these new claims swirling, that song is being looked at in a whole different light, and fans are questioning what it really means now. In 16 Carriages, the lyrics originally paint a picture of time passing, the years rolling by like carriages, carrying the dreams and sacrifices that built Beyonce's massive legacy. But lately, people online are twisting that meaning and claiming the song might hide something darker. Some say the 16 Carriages could secretly tie into those wild allegations about elite celebrities being involved in so-called energy rituals and bizarre underground practices. If there's even a drop of truth to that, this is seriously wild stuff. Now shifting over to Naomi Campbell, her name keeps popping up again and again in connection with Epstein. She's been listed in his infamous Little Black Book and on multiple flight logs, which already raised eyebrows. Many believe she had closer ties to him than she's ever publicly admitted. One accuser even directly called Naomi out, saying, "You saw me at your parties. You saw me in Epstein's homes. You saw me on the plane. You saw me get my hair cut. You saw me on the streets. You saw me." Those are some chilling words to hear. Recent court documents revealed emails from 2016 showing Epstein was trying to buy Brazilian modeling agencies, even negotiating with Ford Models. Ford Models, which once represented Naomi Campbell, has publicly denied having any connection to Epstein. Still, the files reportedly show his strong interest in using the modeling world as a way to meet women. And here's where it gets even more suspicious. During the same years Epstein was focused on the East African region, Naomi Campbell was also making her mark there, building her high-profile influence. Around that same time, the Kenyan Ministry of Tourism even named her the International Magical Kenya Tourism Ambassador. The timing, the connections, everything just sounds way too close for comfort. Now, here's where things start getting really suspicious. Around the same time these shocking revelations surfaced, the 2026 documents reportedly discussed plans to break into the African modeling market, focusing specifically on Kenya and Ethiopia. And guess what? Naomi Campbell's main base in Kenya is in Malindi, a luxurious, secretive beach town known for attracting the ultra-wealthy and internationally connected. That's the same type of high-profile crowd Epstein surrounded himself with. The timing and overlap are just too uncanny to ignore, and this isn't even the first time her name came up. Before these new papers dropped, The Department of Justice had already released a transcript of an interview between Ghislaine Maxwell and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. In that transcript, Maxwell allegedly said Naomi Campbell likely visited Little St. James, Epstein's private island, and that she was definitely involved with him to some degree. She even added that Naomi's friendship with Epstein was independent of her own, meaning Naomi might have had deeper ties with him than even Ghislaine knew about. That's a bombshell claim. Naomi, of course, has strongly denied having any connection to Epstein. When people pressed her on it, she explained that she was introduced to him by her ex-boyfriend, Flavio Briatore, at her 31st birthday party, and that Epstein just happened to always be around those big Victoria's Secret fashion events. She insists she had no clue that he was allegedly using her name to draw in young women who dreamed of modeling, and that he exaggerated how close they really were. Naomi has publicly said she deeply regrets ever crossing paths with him, claiming that even though she might have been photographed beside Epstein like so many others in that world, she was totally unaware of his alleged crimes at the time. Still, critics can't help but question how someone that close to such circles could have missed so much going on right in plain sight. Let's be real, receipts don't lie, Naomi. But anyway, shifting gears, another big name being thrown into the mix ever since accusers started talking is Jamie Foxx. And what's wild is that his name reportedly appeared in one of the deleted DOJ documents that mysteriously vanished online. According to the leaked details, there was an entry describing a party hosted by Sir Ivan Wilzig sometime around 2004 or 2005, and the guest list was wild. Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, Donald Trump, and more. The document mentioned that Patti LaBelle's PR agent was working the door that night, and one of the callers described meeting a young woman, around 18 to 23 years old, who was flown in from Oklahoma for a supposed modeling gig. But instead of getting that opportunity, she was allegedly passed off to a man in France. The report claimed several women were being traded that night for large sums of money, and a woman named Colette, last name unknown, was identified as the possible madam coordinating it all. Then, a few years later, that same caller allegedly saw Colette again at the Cheetah Club in New York. There, she reportedly told one of her friends that Jamie Foxx was interested in spending a night with her, and that he'd pay her big money for it. Whether that's true or not, it's strange that this entire entry disappeared from the official records. And no one seems to know why. Now, this isn't the first time people have raised eyebrows at Jamie Foxx. Old stories and photos used to circulate online showing him playing naked basketball with certain high-profile elites. And then suddenly, all that content vanished. Posts, videos, even screenshots, gone like they never existed. Still, many people online swear they saw it all with their own eyes, even remembering a post where Jamie allegedly joked about the situation and apologized to his neighbors for those wild basketball nights. Something about all that just doesn't add up. Jamie Foxx has worked overtime scrubbing the internet clean, but people who were around back in the day swear those receipts did exist. There's just something suspicious about how anything connected to him seems to disappear without a trace. It's like every time things heat up, the evidence magically vanishes. And let's not forget, he's been spotted more than once at those infamous Hollywood parties where all kinds of shady stuff allegedly went down. But the storm's not over yet. He better brace himself because the accusers this time are not backing down. Remember back in September 2025 when they stood on Capitol Hill? They boldly announced they were building their own list of Epstein's associates, claiming the official files were way too redacted to expose the full truth. Now they're back, threatening to release everything they know since, according to them, the DOJ isn't protecting them. This is getting intense, and the deeper it goes, the more names are likely to come out. Things are about to get real messy from here, and it looks like the public's finally paying attention. But what do you think? Do you believe the shocking claims about Beyonce and 16 carriages? What about Jamie Foxx and Naomi Campbell? Are they just being dragged, or is there something more behind all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because this story is far from over.